Let me just bring it back to basics. Photography is at its core just saying this. I choose this. You are pointing your gaze at something and choosing, and that has innate power.
Hello, hello. This is the Help Me See podcast, and I'm your host, Bianca Mora. I'm an artist, educator, and a self-admitted, highly functioning, anxiety-ridden mama who's obsessed with making meaning and art out of this one and only life. This podcast is about helping you see your life before it's gone. Like really, really see it. And I know it sounds morbid, but that's my brain's default. I want to ask questions like, when does your now become your nostalgia? How can we be more intentional with the memories we're saving and not just capturing the highlight reel? You can expect episodes every Wednesday, some with just my introvert self, rambling about what keeps me up at night, and then some with some amazing guests diving into how they choose to see. Something that seriously pains me is hearing someone say, I just wish I knew how important that was at the time. Or when I lay my head down at night and I think about all the times during the day with my kids that I was anything but present. It's exhausting, but I really believe that there's comforting news here. I believe that if we continue having conversations about intention and awareness, we can live more fulfilled lives and create amazing work. I hope you leave each episode feeling inspired by your everyday and a deep peace of knowing that you're not missing it. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about everything that's right in front of us.
I want to know why it's so hard to do what's right for ourselves. Why is it so goddamn hard? Every step of the way. Why do we look through the ends of the earth to find the answers that is already inside of us? And we know it, right? Like, I think about when I go out to eat. Well, it's been a very long time since I've done that, but when that has occurred in the past, I will ask the waitress or waiter, well, what do you recommend? What's good? Do you think that that's going to influence what I get? And if it ever does, I deeply regret it. They'll tell me, oh, this or that. And in my mind, I'm like, well, this is going to be awkward because there's no way I'm ordering that. And I knew it wasn't. I knew what I wanted from the start. But these options, the noise, the analysis paralysis, it's too much. It's tempting. It's so easy to get distracted. And what's frustrating is it's easy to get distracted by other people's truth and even their lack of truth. How much have we gotten distracted by watching someone else's highlight reel? I mean, at this point, it's like a cliche thing to say because it's so common. I'm hosting a free masterclass next week. I have a couple different options, and I really want you to be there because what this class is about is the most important thing that I've ever learned, and it's about how photography is the key to creating more of what you want in life. I'm not saying that lightly, and I'm also not saying that just to my fellow photographers. Photography is accessible to almost everyone. You have this really powerful camera in your pocket with you 24/7. And odds are it's already a part of your daily life habit. This is not about taking prettier pictures. This is about taking the right pictures. And this is about understanding what is making you reach for that phone or that camera. And the awareness that we're going to go over in this masterclass is an unlock, in my opinion, for life. What is photography, though? Let me just bring it back to basics. Photography is at its core just saying this, this. I choose this. You are pointing your gaze at something and choosing, and that has innate power. When you're using an actual camera and you put it over your face and you can only see through the viewfinder, it's cutting out everything outside of that frame. You can only see in that square. And that can be so helpful and so necessary in today's world, in any world. But with this sensory overload, just overconsumption of everything, how refreshing is it that we get to either look through a camera or even through our phone and looking at the square or rectangle screen on our phone, and we're saying this. I choose this. I choose this. I want to remember this. This is important to me. The act of taking the photo of whatever you're taking the photo of, something serious, silly, um, mundane, whatever it is, there's meaning behind it, even if you don't think it's that deep. It is that deep. Even when you think there's no thought behind something you did, you're acting from a source deep down in your stomach. That impulse, that reflex, that reaction to take a photo, to recognize, to acknowledge something is because there's something inside of you that it's resonating with. And that's really interesting. And if we look closer at that, instead of just glazing over it, we can find some of the answers that we're not even consciously looking for. And why do we want this? Because we have one life. And if we're more clear about our life vision and what we want, we will be able to find it. I want this for us. I firmly believe that you do not have to be a professional or identify as a deeply creative person to understand and be able to appreciate the power that you have while you're taking photos of your life. As someone that takes family photos and portraits for people, I love it, but I'm going to say something spicy. You should not be relying on someone else to take the most important photos of your life. Period. I love I love the idea of investing and taking yourself out of the equation and being able to entrust someone to take gorgeous photographs of you or your family, um, and appreciate what they have to offer. But when we're talking about your life, like your actual intimate, precious life, it's your responsibility to make sure that you are saving and savoring the moments that count, the moments that make your life count. I think we take for granted all of the nuance and the context we walk around our life with as we see it, as we're in our day to days. But a month, a year, 10 years from now, we're not going to have the context and the nuanced remembrance that we do now. And that changes things. Photography is, or can be, the most effortless, powerful tool that you have in your back pocket to be able to derive greater meaning from your life, and also be able to see more of your life if you let it. And it's really not hard, and it is so simple. Again, we look to others, we look outside of ourselves for answers that we so desperately want, but I'm willing to bet most of the questions that you have, the answers are probably floating around your camera roll somewhere. If you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Or if you feel like this bitch is onto something, then I would need you to join my free masterclass. I'm going to put the link in the bio and I want you to sign up. I have 3 different live sessions that are happening. So this is a limited time. I am beyond excited to talk about it. I have put a lot of work into this. It's been pretty draining, to be honest, because teaching something that is so precious and close to you can be really difficult to put it in a more practical, articulate format. Basically, it would have been way easier to talk about how to take a quote unquote prettier picture, but I mean, this stuff is way more interesting than that. So if you have any questions or comments, shoot me a DM. But I promise you this, the 60 minutes of your time is going to serve you for the rest of your life. And I don't say that lightly, and I'm not blowing smoke. I truly believe it because I live it. And if this is giving you some butterflies in your tummy or piques your curiosity, I'm willing to bet this is worth your time. I am so excited to see you in class. So either head to my Instagram and click the link in bio or head to my show notes and sign up.